It's a foggy 5-hour drive to the Lake District at 4 a.m. But first I needed to get to Derby to pick up the goat. We got to the lakes at 9 a.m. and scouted the peaks for snow. It looked like the Helvellyn range was promising. So we started to jump off at Swirls car park. Ora farmers. Back to the Lake District with Master Mark. Because we failed last time and we decided to camp halfway because of the crazy storm. So today looks promising. Look, there's sugar on top and hopefully we came prepared. The route started off easily, crossing a stream and a couple of bridges. This trail starts at the Swirls car park and is just over 2 miles one way and has an elevation gain of 700 meters. It's mostly rocky but open, well-established footpaths, no mud or bog. However, a few minutes in, it started to get steep and we had to shed some layers. Then we started to see some signs of wintry conditions. Snow fell a few days ago on the lakes and now it has compacted into harder, more slippery ice, making it more challenging to walk with just hiking boots. It was a weekday, so there were less hikers around, but we did see a few hikers attempt the climb with less appropriate gear, some even wearing sneakers. It is always better to be over-prepared than to lack the proper clothing or equipment when you need it most, especially in winter. It's vital to bring warm, waterproof clothing as hypothermia is a significant concern at the summit. I have always found that bringing a beanie and a neck gaiter gives a lot of extra warmth, particularly since you lose so much heat through your ears and neck. The sun actually peaked for a few seconds and we thought we were gonna get lucky with the views at the top, but it was a scam. Hashtag feeling blessed for 30 seconds. Elevation currently at 640 meters. So around 300 more to go. The trail started to become more technical and steeper. There was definitely more snow, so we eventually had to stop and take out our spikes. Even though it was doable with just hiking shoes, we didn't want the ice to slow us down or risk injuring ourselves, so bringing the micro spikes was definitely a good move. The ice axes seemed like overkill at first, but became more useful later. This was a good opportunity for Mark to learn how to use the ice axe, especially for self-arrest as you don't want to slip down the slopes near the summit. After a demo and a few trial runs, we carried on. This trail is probably the easiest one to the Helvellyn summit, as it is the shortest and does not require scrambling. Although I would still not recommend this to beginners without a guide or proper gear. At 812 meters elevation, 100 less than 200 more to go to the summit of Helvellyn. Man, even though it's
got like very poor visibility. I really missed this kind of weather. So even though we're like hundreds of miles away from the Lake District, we tried to come in to it anyway. And it's Mark's first time coming to Helvellyn, and he's lucky to have this kind of weather. It's probably less than 100 meters of visibility. We need to make sure we actually see each other. The trail towards the summit is quite straightforward from Thrilmere car park. During a whiteout, it's very difficult to find your bearings and even like find the footsteps of other people, because they might have been covered by ice or it's been disturbed. Luckily there are like rock piles that help guide hikers, just like that one. I'm gonna try to contribute as well. Get one rock and contribute to the pile.
We eventually finished the steepest part of the climb, but as we got higher, the wind started to pick up. As you can see, it's quite difficult to navigate during a whiteout when you do not have landmarks or markers to find your bearings. So unless you are very familiar with this mountain, it is highly recommended that you bring a map and compass. Apps like the OS Maps app and Komoot or GPS Watch will do, but you definitely need a backup in case your electronics fail, especially in sub-zero temperatures. It's also highly recommended that you go with a buddy or in groups. If something bad happens, you do not want to be stuck here on your own in freezing conditions.
Ooh, don't wanna fall there. You can just barely see the trig point. I think Mark brought he brought some cookware and coffee. I don't have a mug, so, and then my stomach hurts, so I skip. Let's see the red tarn. Ooh, that's the cliff. Let's not see anything. Hey, good point. But the true summit is somewhere there. True summit, the true summit of Helvellyn.
Even though we didn't get any views at the summit, we still had a lot of fun. We really enjoy challenging ourselves outdoors, especially in rare conditions like these.
Summited Helvellyn, yay! Mark's first time without a view. But it's okay. We got what we wanted. Full winter conditions in Helvellyn. Look at that snow.
This is my 5th time at Helvellyn, and I still can't get enough of it. Its face changes every time I visit, and I'm always learning something new. After resting for a bit and having a quick snack behind this shelter, we headed down. Another great day on the fells in the bag. Now for a long walk back to the car, and hopefully we can also bag ourselves a warm meal.